It's the professor doing my profession, so that means class in session. Coming to you with another video on today, Mindset Monday. Get your mind right. Thought I told you. Just want to really just focus on, you know what I'm saying, just different stuff. You see, I'm just rolling around. So just focus on something simple and basic and all that stuff like that from that nature. And that is um, just the concept of understanding that success in your goals are small steps. Majority of them are small steps, and you know, I love what Et say. You know, small steps but great distances. That's what you understand. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, small steps but great distances. So, like I said, I just want to, you know, just kind of put that out there. You know what I'm saying? That it does take a bunch of small steps in order to get where you're going most of the time. But the other thing that I just want to venture out and say, I want you all to stop setting goals if you're not going to write down the small step, if you're not going to be detail oriented with what you're doing as well. But when I say that is because don't say, you know, kid, you know, growing up, and then even nowadays, well, they say some other stuff now, but you know, they still had the ones to my, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer, you know what I'm saying, or just like that or whatever, you know what I'm saying. So, you know, even with saying that, there has to be a process that you know you're gonna get through. I mean, like, kids will say they're going to do this, but have no clue in mind what school they're going to go to. Like, you start, that's preparation of where you want to go. You know what I'm saying? You want to go to a school that has a great, you know, a great firm foundation with helping kids achieve those particular goals or whatever, just like that. So you want to keep that in mind. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Even if you want to be president, put you some goals down with, okay, I want to be mayor by this time. I need to be governor by this, senator, congressman, or whatever, to order to get to that particular goal. Keep that stuff in mind, but you have to write down. You have to be detail oriented with writing those stuff down, and I think that's lost. That's lost because now it is becoming. I think it's getting said even more now with set your goals, write your goals down, and all that stuff like that. And especially with people who don't necessarily want to, they don't necessarily want to because they have no clue, because they haven't learned the lessons that they should learn and why it's important to do that. Because that's one thing too. I ain't planning on this to be long, but it's going where it's going. But that's like one of the things, like, I've come to the realization, even with my own kids, my kids are young, but at the same time, I've come to the realization that uh, I try to use everything that happens as a teaching moment. And that don't happen nowadays. You know what I'm saying, with kids, that don't happen. Everything, you know what I'm saying, the households and stuff they're growing up in, that's not a everyday thing. Everything that happens, I try to turn it into a teaching moment as much as possible. So, because I want you to learn throughout the process, because you're only gonna be young for so long. You're only gonna have your parents for so long. You're only gonna have anybody for so long. You know what I'm saying? You can hit that, especially when you hit that period where there's nobody around. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody go through that period. Everybody go through that period. But you know what I'm saying. But when you hit that particular period, you already know what you have to do in order to get to where you're going. You know what I'm saying. So that's why I'm saying be detail oriented. So you know, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this, because we'll do a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with where we're trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? So we need to keep that in mind when we do stuff like that. If you're truly setting goals, not just because a teacher asked you to, or an adult asked you to, or your job asked you to, they told you, you know, because jobs are doing. I mean, like I say, it's flooded now. Even jobs are doing it. What's your why? You know what I'm saying? Let's set some goals. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't really into it, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna set good goals. You're not gonna set realistic goals. You're not gonna do any of that stuff like that. So please keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're doing this and setting these goals. That you need to be detail oriented. You need to have a plan in place. Cause I mean, I ain't got no problem with a plan not working, but you need to have a plan in place. And don't be one of them people to my, well, I'm not gonna plan because something may happen and throw my plan out. So it happened to throw your plan out. You know what I'm saying? What if it do happen and you don't have no plan? I've heard that as well. You know, people get into this particular spot in their life on a job or in an interview or when they're trying to extend their business, and the person be like, "Okay, I like that. What's your plan for it?" And they don't have a plan for it. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. You know what I'm saying? They have what they're trying to do, or they have a quote unquote something that they want to change, or they have a solution but don't have a plan to get there. You know your end product. Okay, now what would it take to get to that end product realistically? You know what I'm saying? Just like that. So I just want to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? Small step, great distances. Hey, like I said, if you're not gonna be detailed with it, hey, don't. It's gonna be harder to get there. I ain't gonna say don't do it. It's just gonna be harder to get there if you're not detail oriented with it. I mean, like I say, I tell you, when I say this stuff, I don't say stuff that I don't have to do myself or stuff I haven't done. So don't never think that that one thing. Never think that the teacher is greater than the lesson. The teacher is never greater than the lesson. Either they completed that lesson or they still have to pass the lesson themselves. So that's never the case. The lesson is the lesson that has to be learned. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind with everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Like I say, if you're not gonna be detail oriented, if you're not gonna set it and be for real, if you're not gonna set the goal and be detail oriented and put everything in that you need to do, don't even worry about setting it. Is that I mean, don't even worry about setting it like from that standpoint. Cause you're gonna like I said, you're gonna think it's something small. You're gonna continue to be small with it and play small with it, and you're not gonna get to where you need to be. All right, remember that. Class dismissed.